Welcome to Whatever Your Hand Finds to Do. My name is Kyran Julius, and I interview people that no matter whatever struggles, challenges, or materialistic things that they face in life, they do what they love and love what they do. And hopefully, their story can help you to do the same. That being said, let's welcome our next guest. Whenever you're ready, bro.
Right.
Shout for me if you need it. If you don't need it. I don't know if that happened.
Bless him.
Who are you?
My name's Franklin Bingham, Franklin John Bingham. I'm an endurance athlete based in Croydon. Used to be from Croydon.
Okay.
Now live in Wimbledon. I like adventure. That's me really. Dad of two, personal trainer, engineer as well. I've lived many lives, my friend, many lives.
What do you do? Well, you kind of mentioned that, but you can elaborate. What do you do? Why do you do it? And how long have you been doing it for?
Well, if we're talking about my running, because that's how I do my endurance athletics, I've been running seriously for probably 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
So bear in mind I'm a gentleman of a certain age. I'm 50 years old. That's not a huge amount of time in my life.
Looking good, man.
Thank you, my friend.
Come on.
Probably about 15, 16 years. My daughter's 16. And I can remember starting down this journey of running and adventure when she was born, or around about that sort of time anyway, as a way of proving that, you know, people can do some amazing things physically, mentally and emotionally. And you know, initially it didn't start out obviously being super long distances. It was just getting out, trying to keep fit, trying to be around for as long as I possibly can. Then my son came along a few years after that, and the running thing by the time my son had turned up was really in the flow, and I had found my love for it. I was offered an adventure. Running 100 miles across the Cotswolds Way in the UK, and I'd never run further than 10 miles at the time. A couple of guys that I knew had asked me to do it to raise some money for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, and I couldn't really say no because I'm a big old softie and I love kids as well. So we started training, and this was a multi-day event. So you didn't have to run the whole 100 miles in one go. And I can remember the training was quite difficult, quite tough, but I loved it. I thrived off of it. And I met a guy called Robbie, who was a personal trainer. And I wasn't a personal trainer at the time, I am now. And he inspired me to become a personal trainer and to do this challenge, this event we were doing. And I met an amazing group of people, and the people that I was doing it with as part of a team, they were really good, just enlightened me to the world of endurance sports. And we raised a good amount of money for the hospital, and I think in the end, on the last day, me and Robbie ended up coming joint second, which was pretty amazing. So from quite a low starting point to then all of a sudden you're at the sharp point, the end of races and stuff like that. That was pretty spectacular and not expected. So I just got the bug. And continued on and continued to grow the distances, and then started to do sort of like ultra marathons that were more sort of like 50k in distance, so 33 miles in distance, and finding that I was good at that, but I still wanted more. So it always grows. So at the moment, a few months back, in 2025, I ran from Chamonix to Marseille, so from mountain to sea, solo, unsupported, So that was just under 500k on my own. That's a lot. It's a lot, and it's more of a mental challenge as well, because to cover that sort of distance, you're not running continuously. Trying to get enough calories into you, so you can actually perform. Trying to get enough sleep as well. The sleep deprivation is the big game. I'm pretty good with sleep deprivation, it turns out. But it's the loneliness of it, because you are on your own, you're unsupported. Trying to find food, trying to find water, because you can't carry all these things continuously.
So you was eating wildlife, like?
No, it's kind of, you're traveling along the road.
Like berries and stuff?
No, it's more sort of like trying to find just shops and stuff like that along the way, and then sort of like, you've got a backpack with you, so you just sort of like, whenever you find a shop and you find food that you like, you sort of like, you restock. So I'll be carrying gels, so energy gels that marathon runners and runners would use to sort of like, you call it, there's a certain amount of carbs in there, so you want to get carbs inside your body, sugars. And so you have gels on you, but gels aren't food. So you need to find protein as well. So like trying to find some proper food as well. So if you see a restaurant along the way or something like that, you sort of like trying to get yourself a pizza.
Okay. Yeah. So you can eat like heavy food.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's not too heavy.
Certain people can. I'm quite good at it.
Okay.
I'm quite good at eating and running at the same time. It's a skill. It's a learned talent. You know the things that will stay down, and you know the things that won't stay down. If you know what I mean. So and not everybody can do that, but it's a good skill to have if you're going to do the sort of things that we do.
I bet.
Because trying to get calories in is a constant battle, because obviously you're always burning calories because you're always on the move. My little mantra as I'm running along is that stopping is the enemy. You don't stop. You do stop. You don't stop. And so it's kind of being able to eat, run, walk, power walk, navigate where you're going, make sure you're drinking enough water, make sure you're getting enough electrolytes. It's a bit of a balancing game. It's a game of the mind as well as the body. So it's tough and it's emotional. And you get highs and you get lows. But you get to see some amazing places, and you get to spend whizzing through France in a car. Isn't like traveling through France on foot or even in a train or anything like that. The pace is so much slower, and you get to take it in. You get to look at those stunning vistas and those stunning views of the Alps, and you get to feel that coldness on your skin, but then you get to feel that sun on your face as well. And it's a great leveler, it's a great grounder. You can think you're, the big I am. I'm the big I am. I'm Frank Bingham. This is what I do. No. It's a great leveler. It really does. It strips you back, gives you plenty of time to think, plenty of time to appreciate, be grateful. I wouldn't have been able to I'm not a rich man. This is a rich man's game as well. I come from a very poor background. Single parent mummy. Obviously I'm a man of 50 years old. I've made my own path and my own way in life. But I think sometimes, even when I set out down this journey, the guys that got me into it were, I don't think they mind me saying, were middle to upper class gentlemen, Caucasian, plenty of disposable money, and families that they can fall back on if it all goes wrong. I don't technically have that background, but I've got some really good friends and I've got some really good family, as in they will support me. I couldn't do the adventures that I go on without the support of my friends. They help finance it for me by raising money so I can get flights. I can get accommodation if I need accommodation when I'm at the country that I'm in, waiting for the event to start. I do try to raise charity money as well. So, you know, I find these things can be a little bit shallow if you're not actually doing it for some sort of cause that you believe in. But I can't do that all the time. It's just not practical. You can't keep asking people again and again and again to give you their money, because money is hard to come by. I'm fortunate that I'm supported by my running friends as well. We've got a coaching organisation called Camino Ultra, where we try to train people up of all abilities, from GB athletes to people just starting out. We'll try to support people as well that perhaps aren't financially able to pay for coaching, but have got an interest. I've also got a couple of brands that will support me as well. A nutritional brand called Precision Fuel and Hydration. They help me out. And a company called Klattermusen, which is a Swedish clothing brand.
That's what you're wearing today.
That's what I'm wearing today. You can't really see the logo, but they're very old brand. They're 50 years old.
Wow.
The exactly same age as me. Started in 1975, much like myself.
Come on.
But they were very instrumental and very helpful in sort of like getting me out to these places. I've also run from LA to Las Vegas as well.
Wow.
Which was 500 kilometers across the Mojave Desert. Both of these events were run by an organization called the Speed Project, which is a very, you have to be invited to go to these events. They won't just accept anybody. I was fortunate enough to obtain a grant to allow me to go to this actual race, LA to LV, by another company that have supported me as well, CLE Athletic. They basically gave me enough money to hire an RV, a recreational vehicle, and enough money and clothing to be able to, just to give me a bit of support. I managed to fly my partner, my little sister and her husband, and my friend Max out to LA, and then they were my crew and my support. So whilst I was running 500 kilometers across the desert, they would follow me along in the RV. We're in deep with the running. We're in deep with the running, my friend.
So you got your phone there?
I got my phone, yeah.
I'd like you to go on Google and type in ECC.
Oh, hang on, hold. I'm old, I'm not that quick. Come on now. E what?
CC.
CC.
Space. 9. Semicolon. What's that?
Come on.
2 dots.
2 dots, got it, yeah.
And then
10. Beautiful. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the grave where you are going, there is no work, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. Now, Kyran, I am not a religious man, but I do have faith. I have faith in my friends, and I have faith in my family. And this is about doing things to your best abilities, all right, and leaving a legacy that when you're not here, people will remember you by, and will use that in their own lives moving forward. I am very fortunate I was taught to love by 2 amazing people. My grandparents. Who are no longer with us, obviously, because I'm an old dude. But yeah, so this is quite emotional for me because I truly believe I wouldn't be the person that I am, and I wouldn't do the things that I do without the legacy that they've left me in knowing how to love, knowing how to show compassion, and knowing that if you fall over, you can dust yourself off and you can pick yourself up and you can always start over again. Both my grandparents were disabled physically. My nan learned how to walk, as we all do, around about the age of 2.5. By the time she was 3, she'd caught meningitis and lost the use of her legs and spent the rest of her life in a wheelchair. My grandfather was a very active guy, grew up in Scotland, had an accident ice skating on a lock, very dramatic and, all that sort of thing. But he was a young man of around about 16 years old, had a pair of ice skates on when he was on the lock ice skating, and the blade of the skate cut the back of his calf muscle open. Unfortunately that wound never healed. And it became infected in the bone, and one leg never grew as long as the other, so he had to have a built-up boot. Nowadays that leg would have just been amputated, but we're talking, probably, it's a long time ago, and medical science has moved on a long way since then. So he used to have to dress his leg every day, and he had to have a caliper, which is some sort of like scaffolding type contraption around his leg from the age of 16 until the day he died in his 70s. So my point being, I told you I do go on a bit of a tangent, sorry. My point being, they used to encourage me. They used to encourage me to try new things. The sort of stuff that perhaps they couldn't do. I said to you as well that I've lived previous lives, many lives. And one of my many lives was as a skateboarder. Anything skateboarding, mad on it for years. Then it was mountain biking. So, throw myself down a hill very fast. But the conversations I used to have with my nan and granddad when they would take us out for the day, and we'd go to a viewpoint somewhere, and there wouldn't be the possibility of them getting to the top of the viewpoint, but they would drive me and my mum there. And I could always remember them saying, "Franklin, go and see. Come back and tell us what you see." So to a certain extent, that is still what I'm doing now. I like to go and see, come back. Because I know it'd make him incredibly proud, and it would be something that they would both love to do. It's very important that people see the possibilities, that you don't have to go to the extremes that I go to. You don't. But I believe your life is richer and it is bolder if you try. Yeah, both my grandparents tried. They really tried. There's some deep stuff there. There's some deep stuff. I mentioned to you that I'm not a religious man, and there's reasons why I'm not religious. I do have faith in certain faiths, people would believe that because my nan and granddad were disabled, that they may have done something in a previous life, that in this life, this is what they get. And I may have heard this conversation in some of my formative years, and it stayed with me, and it resonated with me. I have nothing against people of faith at all, really don't. I believe we find our own path, and we take what we need. And if that's what you need, more power to you. But yeah, I've never felt the need for faith. I'm a big believer in love wins. You ask anybody about me and my little mantras, one of my little mantras is love wins. And it's nice to be nice, and nice things happen to nice people. Doesn't always work out that way. And it may take a little bit of time to come back your way, but it generally does work. And I'll go back to I've lived many lives. And since I've been living by those mantras of nice things happen to nice people, my life has improved immensely. And yeah, going back to the psalm, the verse, yeah, it is about, you know, doing your best, trying. I do believe it is very important that people see that adventure, pushing yourself, asking questions of yourself mentally as well as physically, isn't just reserved for middle class to upper class people from certain backgrounds. It should be encouraged. There is a benefit to it for everybody, for confidence, for knowing your place in the world, for knowing that you are actually as good, if not better, you know? And if you're not quite there yet, you can work to that. And there's people there that will help and support you.
Speaking on that, especially on the help that you said that you've had,
Yeah.
and the fact that you said that you're not a rich man. If finance was or was not an issue,
Yeah.
would you still do what you're doing now? And if so, why?
Oh man, I would do it more so. If I had, you know, if finances weren't an issue, I would drag more people along with me. I continue to do the things that I do because I think it's very important for people to see other people doing the things that they potentially could do. I would also love to help other people that potentially could go down that trap of, I've dodged so many bullets going through my life where I could have ended up in the justice system. I was fortunate enough that I was on a path that took me to a path of skateboarding.
But then how has it been for you then? Because you said, you speak a lot about family, you've lived a lot of lives, etc. Who would you say, like, why do you do this? Who is your why, or what is your why?
Oh man. So going back to that undiagnosed ADHD, all right. As a kid growing up, I had a lot of energy, and you know, when times were tough or hard and stuff like that, and they were, we would all sort of like go out on our bikes, go out running, go out climbing, building camps. There was a lot of racism at the time as well. A lot of National Front stuff was going on. My mummy being a single mum as well, with this little brown baby walking around, because my mum's white, obviously I'm mixed race. And mum had to tolerate a lot of like racism and just bigotry, and you know, the story is mum got a lot of dog mess chucked at the pram one day, and yeah, just, you know, crazy stuff. But my mum was a little woman, little lady, but tough as anything. At the same time, we all have a limit, and mum developed a drinking issue. She's an alcoholic. My mum's still around, and she's still an alcoholic to this day. My mum became an alcoholic after my My brother and sister were born when I was 12, so I'm the eldest in my family of siblings. But then dealing with the randomness of alcoholism, you know, people disappearing on an alcoholic binge, brings a lot of stresses to a young teenage man. And running and getting away and just getting out, burning off that energy, wow, that was one way of dealing with it. Do you know what I mean? I would disappear. I'd disappear for hours, you know, come back not knowing what I would find. So, you know, I didn't start running seriously until I was like, you know, 35, heading towards my 40s. There was always something physical, some sort of physical, you know, movement. And it's a great, I love endorphin. There's a bit of adrenaline that I like, I thrive on, so throwing myself down hills on mountain bikes and skateboarding, or snowboarding as well, let's not forget that. But endorphin comes from sort of like longer exercise. Right. So those longer runs, and then you sit back down indoors and you go, oh, that was nice. Yeah.
So would you say then,
it's very much an emotional sort of like, it's almost like self-medication.
Kind of like an escape.
Yeah.
And it also replicates the tough, like you go on runs and you do things that you have to train a lot for and get yourself like the skateboarding and all these skills you have to better. It kind of replicates what you've done. I
am a funny character in that respect as well, right? Because anything I do, I don't see it as training. Do you know what I mean? Even when it's that ADHD, repetitive nature, that tunnel vision, this vision. Nothing else matters what's going on around you. So when there was the chaos of whatever my mum was doing, tunnel vision, I can ignore what's going on out here because I'm running. Dun, 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 dun. When I'm skateboarding and I'm trying the same trick 1,000 times and landing it once, and yes, tunnel vision, gotta make the trick, tunnel vision.
So when everything is going on outside, this gives you something.
It just gives me super focus.
What if you didn't have all of this? Do you think you would be able to
I wonder, I really do. This is one of my thoughts. What would happen if I couldn't? And then I think back to my grandparents again. Yeah, I'm very strange that although I can run 100+ miles a week, that's not me training, that's me living. I feel happiest when I'm running between 80 and 100 kilometers a week.
Wow.
Yeah, right, that's when I'm happiest. That's when I'm sort of like, I feel like I'm doing something. From the majority of human beings, that's ridiculous. What are you talking about? But I know
5K is enough.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the norm, and it's fine. But then there are those outliers. And through what I do, I am coming across a lot more of these outliers, like these guys that will run 100, 130 miles a week. And it's girls as well. Don't get me wrong, the female ultra running space is a beautiful space because it's a great leveler. As you start to get to those ultra distances, that male testosterone strength and physique, it starts to wane. You're too heavy for these ultra distances. You need someone that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more lighter on their feet. And the disparity between the speeds and the distances, it starts to come together like this. And all of a sudden the ladies start to get better. And it's amazing. And it's just watching these young females just absolutely flourish. And, you know, and just, the confidence. You know, one of the biggest failures that we have got is the fact that younger females fall away from sport as they start to reach puberty. We encourage young girls to do sport when they're, you know, in their adolescence, their childhood, but then as they get to sort of like that 13, that 16, and they start to develop, they start to lose interest in it, and it starts to get it gets very thinned out. Fortunately, through what I do, I'm in contact with lots of girls and lots of, you know, from, let's say, from girls in their 20s to ladies in their 50s and their 60s still, that are still running, that are still sort of like chasing that dream of being athletic, like myself. And it's one of the biggest, it's something that really does need help and dealing with, and we're trying, but the health and fitness in females as they move through their life, and osteoporosis and stuff like that, and being able to be physically fit and bone density and all that sort of thing, it's just so important. And
you must be a big inspiration to a lot of people, especially people you work with. I'm curious to know if anyone or anything inspires you.
I've got so many people that inspire me. So many.
If you was to pinpoint one, or one that comes to mind.
Oh man, my dad inspires me so much. Frank Senior. Mm-hmm. My mum and dad were never married, but I believe I was a child of love. My dad has had a life journey as well, and he's now got a beautiful family that I'm a part of as well, with his second wife, or his first wife, but let's say second partner. Mm-hmm. For my dad, it's just seemed like such a life flip, from one sort of like side of a coin to another side of a coin, to where he's at now and being successful and being retired and, enjoying another life of, long holidays down in Barbados and just, trying to live his best life. And then sporting heroes, wow. I met a guy a few years ago called Sonny Pert, who founded a group called Black Trail Runners, who basically just inspired me to do what I do now with the groups that I am involved with. Just such a sweet, unassuming guy.
What would you want people to remember you for when you die?
Dude. I'd like to feel that I've done some good. I'd like to feel that I've left love. That I've imparted love into my children and into the people that I've met. I'm not a saint. I've done some terrible things, but I believe I paid for those terrible things that I've done. And if I haven't, come and talk to me, come and see me. Let me see what I can do to help. I hope I leave laughter, because I like to think I'm a funny dude. I find myself hysterical. I'm ridiculous. All right. But yeah, and that I'm a bit silly. He's a bit silly, that Frank. What was that about? And doing this sort of thing, I know that my kids will say to their kids, do you remember when Granddad ran 500 kilometers across LA to LV? Do you remember in those last 5 years of his life that he was a pain in the backside because we had to wheel him around everywhere because he's got no hips? But we got those medals. We've got those pictures. We've got that footage. Look at him thriving. Sorry, emotional dude. But yeah.
Well, Frank, I tell you one thing. I hope you do leave. I hope you leave a bunch of sweaters that say "all right."
There's a good chance that will happen. All right, and love wins. Do you know what I mean? All right on the front, love wins on the back.
On the back, bro.
I'm telling you.
That's that. Hear me? You might have to add that one there. One thing that you like about yourself.
Oh, dude. One thing I like about myself. Oh, man, I care. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I can pretend I don't sometimes, but boy, do I care. All right. And yeah, sometimes to my own detriment as well, but I like it about me. You know? It's like sometimes it's everything I can do to stop myself from getting involved. Don't get involved, Frank. Leave it. It's not your problem. I care.
And what would be one thing that you would improve about yourself?
Oh, dude. There's definitely some imposter syndrome that goes on with me. All right. A little bit of a lack of self-belief sometimes, which is hard to believe. All right. Oh, I shouldn't be amongst these people. I shouldn't be here at this point in time. What have I done to deserve this? Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of, I think, yeah, letting go of that and just going with it a little bit more.
Last 3 questions.
Come on, my guy.
Advice to your younger self 20 years ago.
20 years ago, wow. What was I doing 20 years ago? You know what? 20 years ago for me was a good time. I had a realization when I was 20 years ago, I had a realization. That was around about the time that little mantra of nice things happen to nice people was really prevalent in my head. It was continuously going around. You know, we touched on my mum's addiction issues. I may have been heading towards that path of addiction issues, and I had a realization that I'm heading down a very similar path. I was in a long-term relationship, 11 years I believe it was, and that relationship fell apart, but it was a catalyst for me changing my life, and I ended up in a relationship with a beautiful person who is my all. And I decided to stop doing those destructive things. Yeah, so I did all right 20 years ago. So yeah,
maybe not advice, what would you say to yourself 20 years ago?
What did I say to myself? Frank, it's worth it, do it. Stop that. You are gonna find yourself in such a great position, because I believe I'm in a great position now. You're going to find yourself in a great position. You're going to have great friends. You're going to, you know, I was told that I wouldn't have children. You're not going to have children because this relationship has broken down. It won't happen for you now. I've now got 2 beautiful children that are now flourishing. I'm with a person that I couldn't see my life without. I couldn't be without Polly, my partner. She has guided me in so many different ways, and, you know, appreciates me. What I would say to myself 20 years ago is believe. Just believe, Frank. You are, you know, you are a good person. I'm a good person. Believe that you are, you know, and yeah, just pull the trigger, pull the pin, go for it. Whatever comes your way, grab it with both hands. You know, if it fails, it fails. You learn from your failures. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of times I've sat on my hands and I've gone, oh, I'm not sure if that's the right time. Not sure. And I'm doing it now. I procrastinate. I am a deep thinker. Things go round and round and round and round and round. Let them go, Frank. I'm working on that now. I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress. I'm 50 years old. I'm still working on it. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, Kyran. All right? I'm struggling here, man. But it's coming together. We're working on it.
Hey, I think, not to push it on further, but I think you might get at a stage because you're saying that you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, because you've done so many things, you've achieved everything. What more is there to unlock in GTA? GTA now, I've done it. What can I do? I've unlocked the gate on this complete Zionism now. So actually, that might be. But having said that, a message to your future self 20 years from now.
Oh, dude. A message to don't slow up. Do not slow up. Rolling stones gather no moss. Keep going. All right. I'm in it for the long game. Alright, I want to be that Sikh dude at the London Marathon, alright, when I'm 90 years old, still plodding around that course. Do you know what I mean? I'm not Sikh, but I want to be that dude. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, I want to be doing what I am doing now, well into my 70s. May not be doing it as quick, may not be doing it as long, but I want to be doing it, you know? I want to be able to kick it with my grandchildren. Do you know what I mean? My grandchildren's kids. I want to be here for a long time. I have no plans of leaving this place anytime soon. All right? So yeah, and life is good, man. Life is beautiful. As rough as it can be. I learn something new every day. No, it's a crazy world. It is. It is a crazy, crazy, crazy world. But I'm a big believer in the good outweighs the bad.
Final message to the world.
Final message to the world. Believe. Love wins. Full stop.
Hey, thank you for watching this episode. Just a friendly reminder that myself and my team at WYHFTD are a Christian-led family. The guests that feature on this podcast may hold beliefs and life choices that don't always reflect our own. Please be kind, mindful and cautious when watching and leaving comments. To find out more about Frank and how you can support us, you guys know what to do. Look at the description, it's in there somewhere. I don't know where you guys are watching this on, Instagram, TikTok. I'll put it in there. Oh, if you like this episode, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified when we upload new episodes, and comment below who you would like to see me interview next. See you lot at the next episode. Peace and blessings.